From Africa goes to Brazil, where it's enriched a certain way and spreads through the rest of the world. The people who spread it through the rest of the world are sitting on the stage right now. One of the major people to do that was the first person who's a Brazilian master to come to the United States and teach. That's Mestre Jelon. Thank you. And one of the people who came later, actually brought first by Joao Grande for one of his batizados, is considered the greatest living master of capoeira, Mestre Joao Grande. But this is a chance for them to tell their story and to talk about where they come from, what capoeira did for them, and how it helped them understand the planet. Jelon, could you please start by talking about how you got involved in capoeira?
How you doing today?
Good, good.
Good? It has been so long, I have to think about it. I started capoeira, I was about 10 years old. And even before I got involved in capoeira, I used to do cartwheel, hand walk, flipping, all kind of crazy stuff. First time I saw capoeira, I was not even 10. It was a neighborhood in Salvador, Bahia called Engenho Velho de Brotas. It's the neighborhood where Mestre Bimbo was born. And at that time was some great capoeiristas too. And there's a roda conducted by Mestre Emerito. And right away I said to a friend of mine, oh, I do that. I thought I did capoeira. But later on, I realized it has nothing to do with what I did. Because people still misunderstand that flipping means capoeira. No. But at that time, capoeira was really, still is, but was even more discriminated by the society. And how did I run into the roda? I went to get a haircut, and I saw this group of people gathering and music singing. I stopped to look at the roda, what was going on. I sat there in a hot floor for at least 3 or 4 hours watching this roda. And actually someone looked at me and said, man, the whole neighborhood is looking for you. At that time, actually, was the whole neighborhood to raise one. My mother was mother of my friends was son of my mother. That was the neighborhood community in Bahia at that time. I ran home. I was supposed to go to the circus. Never happened. My mother said, you're grounded for a month. And when I said, well, I was watching this, and that's what I want to do. She said, oh, that's capoeira. That's when I heard the name. She said, you 1 more month grounded. You stay away from that. That's not good for you. And I understand, because that's how bad capoeira is looked at. It's really, the community, society look really bad at capoeira. And I learned capoeira I start with Mestre Emerito. But Mestre Emerito's kids stopped coming to my house and bring the beating bowl. That was the end of it. My mother said no more. Finally, I ran into Mestre Accordeon that teaches capoeira. He came to this country in 1979, and he was a student Mestre Bimba. He was teaching, but I couldn't stay with Mestre Accordeon because it was right on my mother's path on her way home from work. She always walked in front of the academy, the school. I said, no way, I can't be that. Because especially when it was 7 o'clock, I always look at the window if my mother was coming. And finally one day going to the soccer game, a soccer match. And I heard a beating bow. That's when my encounter with Mestre Bobo. My first 5 years of capoeira was capoeira Angola. 15, I met Mestre Ezequiel, and they used to travel, say maybe by bus. It used to be 2 buses from where I live. I was in a up city, he used to live in a lower city, and I had to go maybe 1 hour by bus to study capoeira with Mestre Ezequiel, who graduated me not just as a student, but also as Mestre in 1996, 1 year before he passed. But I had the privilege to meet Mestre Joao Grande in 1968. I was only 15, Mestre probably was 17. In Bahia, I don't know how many of you guys are from Bahia or been to Bahia. In the 60s, 70s, they used to have these street fairs. Nowadays, very few of them. Most of them gone. And that's where you could see everybody used to train all year round to go and play in the rodas in the street fairs. And by that time I was too young to play on the street fair. But I made the commitment to go and watch Capoeira Roda. And I met, the first time I saw Mestre Joao Grande, I didn't even know his name, but he was really impressive because Mestre Joao Grande had this incredible rough game with Ivanildo, another great capoeirista from Mestre Valdemar. I still have memories and photography of this game between Mestre Joao Grande and Ivanildo, that he's no longer with us anymore. That game maybe was 5 minutes, but for me was forever. It was incredible. It was incredible how they had such hard game, and afterwards they just shake their hand and smile at each other. Nowadays, very rare that happens. Very rare. Do you have any more time, or? Yeah, you better shut me off, otherwise. They started, it's 53 years of history, but that was my start, but I'm still learning, especially next to this man, I'm still a student.
Jelon is only being modest. Jelon is also the founder director of Dance Brazil, one of the premier Brazilian dance companies in the world. So, thank you, Jelon.
Thank you. Thank you, Danny.
I'd like to ask Mr. Joao Grande how he got into capoeira, how he started capoeira. I know, but I want him to tell you.
When he was 10 years old, he saw someone doing corte capim. It's a capoeira movement for those who doesn't do capoeira. And someone, when he asked, what is that? He said, it's dance of Nego Nagô. And he said, well, it's the people who was doing the corte capim came from Africa to work in the sugarcane fields.
Aí você foi procurando aí, com 10 anos de idade, eu corri a cidade toda.
When at that time he was 10 years old, and he came from a very small town, and he looked for everywhere to learn capoeira.
Mas depois fica observando a natureza, como é que os bichos andavam, voavam.
Then, since he didn't find capoeira, he started to observe nature, how the animals survive, how they fly, how they hunt, their animals behave.
Como é que os peixes ligavam na água, os peixes.
How the fish swim.
Batendo no outro.
How the fish beat each other.
Os passarinhos voavam, não batiam no outro.
How the birds to fly and they didn't touch each other.
As aves começavam, o vento levava as aves, parava aí, vingava.
How the wind used to hit the trees and the trees move and then stay still again.
Como é que a cobra andava com boa triste.
How the snake, walk on the ground.
Como é que o gato andava para pegar o passarinho.
How the cat hunt a bird.
Como é que a galinha daí sai do puleiro, fazendo ginga.
How the chicken came out from where they sleep, out of the capoeira. Actually, is a place where capoeira is also called where the chicken used to sleep. How the chickens come out from the capoeira.
Como é que o cachorro brincar com uma pessoa,
how the dog plays with a human being, with each other.
Como é que o boi pega uma pessoa.
How a cow or a bull, go after someone, chase someone.
O boi vinha alto e ajoelhava para pegar o para cima. O boi vinha alto e para pegar o embaixo, ajoelhava para dentro da fora.
How the bull always attack someone. They'll come up, then they go down and go up again.
Como é que o vento, o furacão girava.
How the hurricane turns.
Eu comecei, peguei tudo na natureza.
That's what inspired him. Nature inspired him more and more in capoeira.
A capoeira é natureza.
Capoeira is nature.
Tudo que tem nesse mundo é da Mãe Terra.
Everything we have in earth came from Mother Earth.
Tudo.
Everything.
Dá tudo pra gente precisar. A capoeira é uma coisa boa que se come. Capoeira é uma coisa boa que se come.
Capoeira is something good that we can eat.
Vem tudo da natureza da país comer.
It's everything the mountains.
Everything came from nature is for us to eat.
A água, tudo
Water,
tudo da natureza. Isso aqui tudo vem da natureza. Tudo isso aqui é da
all this came from nature.
natureza. Mas mesmo assim a pessoa, uns pesquisa, outros não pesquisam.
A lot of people research and some people don't.
I'd like the Mestre to tell us about who taught him and how did he learn capoeira.
Depois do Cacapim, eu fui uma roda de novo, uma roda, um dia de domingo, vinha lá com a Vinha Verde.
After he saw the Quarto Capim movement, and he searched and searched, and he went to a roda in a place that we no longer exist. It's called Roça do Lobo. And that's where he ran into incredible capoeiristas like Cobrinha Verde, many other names.
Depois o dia do domingo, eu fui ver o que era, viu vamos lá com 3 pauzinhos assim. A roda, muitos homens lá, com 3 pauzinhos assim, berimbau.
He saw a group of people gathering, and he saw the 3 sticks. That means berimbau.
Berimbau.
It's taken out, and that was the berimbaus.
Aí eu perguntei aos grupos do Barbosa, o que é isso? Isso é capoeira?
He asked someone named Rui Barbosa, and what is that? They said capoeira.
E na hora o cara fez o Quarto Capim.
And right at the same moment, the guy did the Quarto Capim.
Aí eu perguntei, onde é que você aprende isso? Fala com o João, que ele é lá em Partinha, lá em Brota. Fala com o João, ele é mais um pequeno, ele é lá em Partinha.
Then he said, where did you learn this? He said, well, go and talk to João, meaning João Pequeno, Mestre João, the late Mestre João Pequeno, and he's a student of Mestre Pastinha.
No domingo eu fui lá, fui para João Pequeno, fui lá em Brota.
Sunday he went to meet João Pequeno in the neighborhood called Brotas.
Depois ele apresentou, Partinha, esse é a faixa que me deu capoeira.
And Mestre João Pequeno said to Mestre Pastinha, this young man wants to learn capoeira.
Aí disse assim, doutor, o que é que você faz? Ele disse, eu pratico coisa de luta, tudo.
And Mestre Pastinha asked him, what do you do? And he said, well, I do some fighting.
Aí ele disse assim, aprende que a capoeira é a mãe de toda a dança, toda a opção dessa terra.
You're in the right place, because capoeira is the mother of all arts.
Mas aquele tempo paguei 20 reais naquele tempo.
That's before my time. He said he pays that's before my time in capoeira. He said he paid 20 contos de reais. This is you're talking about the 40s. I was born in 53. That's what I'm saying. 20 contos de reais. That was the money. At that time was a lot of money.
1950.
1950. I told you. I was born in 1953.
Mas eu não acreditei. Eu disse para mim, esse senhor sabe nada. Ele falou para mim mesmo.
He didn't really believe. He said, then Mestre Passinha, mas João Pequeno falou para você.
Não, eu falei para mim. Eu falei assim, esse senhor não sabe nada. Ele para mim disse nada.
Then he kind of thought for himself, I don't think this man know anything. He's saying that about Mestre Pastinha.
Depois ele foi jogar com o Mestre Livino, eu acreditei.
Then Mestre Pastinha went to play capoeira with Mestre Livino. After he sees the game, he watched the game carefully and said, well, he does know a lot.
Depois, na terça-feira, eu fui treinar.
Tuesday, he joined the school and started training with Mestre Pastinha.
Eu dava aqui 50,
1953. Oh, 1950.
50. Depois ele me dava instrução na academia, eu treinava no trabalho, sozinho.
And since his time was short, he's go to school, to Mestre Pastinha's school, but also he's to practice at his job.
Trabalhar de produção civil, nas docas, no caminhão, nas horas vagas treinar lá.
He used to work in the docks, on the ports.
Depois eu estou treinando até hoje, está treinando até hoje.
And since today, he still continue training.
Nós, porque treinar com uma cadeira.
If he didn't have a partner, he trained with a chair.
Eu passei 3 meses já para Diamantina treinando com os cabritinhos, gordinhos.
Diamantina is a place in Lençóis, is a city in the state of Bahia. He spent there 3 months, and since he didn't have no one to play, he was playing capoeira with the goats, all the goats.
Depois eu tinha dado amarrado para ele assim, sair.
He used to tie them up and trying to play. That's why, não sei se posso falar alguma coisa. That's why Mestre Joao Grande is well known as a headbutt man. I wish I had $1 for each headbutt that I saw him doing. I'd be rich today.
Até hoje eu treino ainda.
He say he's still training capoeira. At 80 and something.
Todo dia.
Every
He has a
single
great recipe
day.
for curry goat as well.